Hi, I'm Kelly from Kelly Jewellery. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this cute bracelet. So we'll be making loads of these links, and we got a little clasp there at the end. So you can use these links for anything really. You can dangle them off pendants. You could even make a couple of little earrings. They're quite cute. So yeah, let's get to it. So for this one you'll need 0.8mm wire, which is 20 gauge. Cut yourself a bunch of 5-inch length, that's 13 centimeters, and grab a bunch of 5mm little stones. Mine are pointy back and these are just cheap cubic zirconia, and we'll make some links. So we'll start with a simple one. If you use your round nose pliers, I'm putting it right at the bottom there, then you'll have them all the same size. Wrap the wire around quite a thick part of those pliers. And we're going to bend it over. Which way shall we go? We'll take this one. So with just standard pliers now, bend it over the wire. We scoop him around and down. We can squeeze it a bit there to get it nice and tidy. This one comes out this way. This one comes out this way. And you can see the shape we're going for. If you're going to make a bunch of these, we should probably do them all and then cut them all at the same time so they're the same length. So do a few more like that. So I've done a few of those. So next we're going to cut them, and we'll try and cut them all to the same length so they're all the same size. So I'm going to cut this one about here. I suppose we could use less wire, couldn't we? And then I'm going to cut them all to the same length as that. So next we're just going to curl those ends. So with your round nose, starting off with quite a tight curl on the end, and then I'm going to pull him around. We need to close that because we don't want it catching or opening up. And this one goes the other way. Start with a tight one, pull it around. We need to do that with all of them. So I've curled all those. So what we'll do now, we'll do some with little stones in. And the one with the stones in are a bit time consuming. So if we do some with stones in, and we could do some with beads, so then you've got more options and we can just mix it all up a bit. So take a stone and a wire. Position the stone flat side down on your finger and position the centre of the wire next to it. Now I've done this loads of times now on YouTube, so you're going to know what I'm going to do. Holding the stone down against the wire, we're going to bring the wire around both sides, crossing it over and pull it nice and tight. And then we're going to take the top wire, we're going to go around the point. So if you're using a flat back, you've been going around your domed side. We're going to go all the way around so the stone is trapped in from this side there. Then we're going to turn it over. Try not to lose the stone. We're going to take the top wire, we're going to bring it over the front edge of that stone, and we're going to take it around a little bit at a time. Around that edge. So holding it in place and very slowly going around that top edge until you've gone all the way around. So now we have it trapped in place. So we've got one wrap around the front, one around the middle and one around the bottom. And that's the stone trapped nicely inside. What we're going to do is going to take one of the wires, take our front one to the back, the wire at the front there, bend it straight over the side to the back, making sure it still goes across the front of the stone there. At the back, we're going to bring the wire around under the other wire. You've got to be careful now when you pull on this wire because you might pull the front out of shape. We're just going to go around that wire there. We're going to bend it rather than pull it because we don't want to misshape it. Bend it down. And then the top one scoops out that way. And that's our stone one. We need to make a bunch of these and then cut them all to the same length. So I've got 2 done. So I've done a bunch of those. And then I'm just going to match them up to that. So they're all roughly the same length. Then I'm going to curl those. I forgot to mention we're going to need a bunch of jump rings too. So I've got those, quite cute looking. So with these, what we can do is, obviously you can keep them bare if you want to, but we could add a few little beads in there too. So I've grabbed a 3mm and a 2, and I've got some weaving wire, which is 0.315. You can use anything. I've cut about 6 inches, which is 15 centimetres. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to attach to the bottom here. How shall I do it? I'll do it this way. And I'm going to pop the little bead on there. And then I'm going to wrap it around the lower of that middle loop. So we've got the little bead on there. Now I'm going to add the slightly larger one. You can add whatever size beads you want, add whatever will fit. So that goes in the middle there. So I'm going to go around this side to attach it on. And then I'm going to wrap around here a few times. I'm going to cut the weaving wire at both ends. And then press down those little cut ends with your pliers. You can add beads to all of the bare ones if you want to, or you can leave them bare. It just makes it look a little bit more special. So I might add beads to all of those. So I've added beads to all of those. I think they look quite cute. I definitely prefer them with the beads than bare. So we've got some nice little links for our chain, and we've got the ones with the stones in that we can kind of position in between. So now we need a load of jump rings to join it all together, and I was thinking we could use thinner wires because you don't want the big thick chunky wires with these delicate little links. So I'm going to take, because I've got some ends that I've cut off when I was making the links. Obviously I've cut off all these ends, so we might as well use those for the jump rings. So I've got my bail pliers here, and I'm going to be using this second to smallest size, and all I'm going to do is wrap that around there and make some little jump rings, and then I'll tell you the size. I'm going to cut that little end off, and then if you turn the cutters around, you get the jumping has two nice cut flat ends, and then I'm going to use those to link them all together. So my jumpings are roughly 5mm outside measurement, thereabouts, and I'm just using the same wire as I did for the links, so that's 0.8 20 gauge. So I've made a bunch of those little jumpings, and now I'm going to link it all together. I've got 2 pairs of pliers. I always find when I'm putting jumpings together that it's easier to use bent nose and straight pliers. It's just always worked out easier. So we need to work out the order in which we're going to attach them first. So I've decided I'm going to go one with a stone, one without, one with a stone, one without, and I've laid them all around, and I've got a spare one I've put on the end. So now I can start linking them together. So I've got the first join, so that's the front of my stone, and then I'm going to add that one. So then I'm going to add another. So I need to just keep adding all the links together. So I've linked them together. I think they look really cute. They've actually turned out looking a lot nicer than I thought. So now we just need a link to join them together. So let's use a bit more 0.8 20 gauge to do. Hold on, I'm just trying to find my pliers. I got them. So let's just try using the thinner wire to do a clasp, just so it's all still in keep. So I've bent that around my pliers. Around my round nose pliers. Give it a little wiggle to bring the wires together. This one's obviously too long. I shall cut it off. Cut the wires. And then these two, I'm going to treat it like a jumping sort of around the middle of the pliers there. Made like a little clasp. Those definitely need to meet. So we've got like a little loop there, which I will attach to the end of the chain. So I need a little jumping between those two. What we can do is we can open up this a little bit and pop that through, if it'll go. what's going on. And then once it's on, close it back up. So we just need to attach this to the end of the chain. Get this to sit at the right angle and then add that little bit on. We need to add an extra link. So that's the one end. For the other end of the clasp, what we can do is bend it over again, only this time we'll bend it over really tight towards the end, and we press that end quite flat. Stuck up my sleeve, so it's easier to hold with your pliers. And then squeeze with your other pliers so it doesn't keep twisting around, she says. Don't forget, if you mark your wire, you can always use a nail buffer just to get that mark off there. So similar to what we did for the other end, this is going to go over the hook, so we've got something to grip onto. So I'm going to bend it over, but I'm going to bend the end back up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? So that'll hook into there. And it's going to keep sliding out, so you need to get that there. That needs to be quite close. So that it has to push on, and then that shouldn't escape then. So then that there needs to come around, and we'll meet at the other side. Hold on, it'll make sense in a moment. We grab the end of that and bring it around so it meets. And then that'll attach to a jump ring to the other end. And again, we're going to have to add another jump ring so they're the same angle when they join. So 2 jump rings in between those. So it's all linked together. I'm really pleased with how it came out. I'm on it like extremely zoomed up right now, but it's quite dinky. It is quite delicate, this one. You could do it without the stones. You could just do it with the beads, with these links, if you wanted to. The stones are a nice little extra. Entirely up to you what you make. I'll run and oxidise this and I'll show you what it looks like. So there we have it, finished. I've oxidised mine. If you'd like help oxidising yours, I've done videos on oxidising and aftercare. I'll put links in the description below. Really pleased how this one came out. You can do anything with these links. You can add them as little dangles to your pendants. You can do so much with them. There's definitely a right side to the ones with the stones in. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful. I'd love to see all your finished links and bracelets and things that you're going to make. Come and share with me, tag me on social media. And thank you to all my patrons. Thank you for your support. I couldn't do this without you. You'll be seeing a lot more videos thanks to my patrons. And if you'd like to support me, jump on over to Patreon. And I'm going to put a list of you all across the screen. It should have been going across already if I've worked it out properly. So thank you all so much for your continued support, and I will see you all very soon. Enjoy your bracelet. Bye.